Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, I'm so glad you found me. On this channel, I love to talk about creating and enjoying a meaningful, happy life. And if you've been here for a while, then you know I've just recently moved into a townhouse, which means lots of projects. Hanging curtains, putting up pictures, fixing little things that need attention, all of the fun that comes after unpacking the boxes, but before the tour. Now, I'll be honest with you, some of these jobs are not easy, like hanging a curtain rod above a very wide window all by myself. Let's just say there were some moments where I questioned my life choices. But here's the thing, and this is what I really want to talk about today. Whether you live alone or are a little older, or just someone facing a project that feels a little daunting, I want to say to you, you can do it. It really comes down to four things: preparation, motivation, grit, and determination. When you have these four things in your toolbox, you can take on just about anything. Preparation means giving yourself the best chance to succeed. And for me, that means gathering all of the right tools even before I start. Measuring twice before I hammer that first nail. Watching a YouTube video or two if I'm not sure how to do something. Preparation goes a long way in making what feels overwhelming seem actually manageable. And then comes the motivation. Let's face it, some projects are not exactly thrilling. Hanging curtains isn't glamorous, but the motivation is the end result. So I can sleep in the morning and am not blinded by the light of this little arched window right here. And I'll be able to look around and say, I did that. That little spark keeps me going, even when I'd rather just flop on the couch. Then comes grit, and that actually is one of my favorite words. Grit is the quality of perseverance despite setbacks and failures. I'm the first one to admit that I have a terrible memory, but I will always remember something that was told to me several years ago. When my daughter and I were attending her orientation day prior to her attending university, the president of the university mentioned in a speech something that determines whether students will be successful or not. And if they did not possess these two characteristics, grit and determination, then they would not be successful in their studies. Grit is that combination of courage and spirit and just enough stubbornness not to give up. When you're holding one side of a very long curtain rod, balancing on a ladder, and muttering under your breath, grit is what gets you through. And determination, that's the glue that holds it all together. It's deciding that no matter how many times the picture looks crooked, or the nail falls on the floor, or you have to start over, you're going to finish. I think my career in IT helped me to develop this sense of grit and determination. I was problem solving all day long, and there were so many times I wanted to say, I don't know, you figure it out. Can you just live with it? And honestly, there were tears if I think of some situations of fighting with printers that wouldn't print, projectors that wouldn't project, computers that wouldn't compute. But I always had to figure it out. And as much as sometimes I really hated it, it sure did develop grit and determination. It might not be pretty, and it might take me 3 times longer than anyone else, but I had to figure it out. And I always did. It's not just about curtain rods and picture frames. This idea applies to just about everything in life. Maybe for you, it's learning a new skill, taking a class, or writing that book you've always wanted to, or even starting a YouTube channel. If you want to do it, you'll be able to find a way. It might take longer than you thought. It might be messier than you expected, and you may have to stop and regroup a few times. And in my case, my knees and my back are probably going to let me know that they're not happy about it, or even wipe away some tears. But if it's important to you and it's something in your heart that you just know you want to accomplish, you can find a way. I know it's easy to think sometimes I'm too old or that ship has sailed, because I tell myself the same thing sometimes too. But life doesn't come with an expiration date for learning, creating, or trying new things. Whether you're 30, 60, or 80, it's never too late. And let's be honest, when you're on your own, you don't have somebody to hand you that hammer or help you carry the ladder or give you that extra set of hands. But that doesn't mean you can't figure out a way. You improvise, you get creative, you take your time, and then when you're done, you step back and boy, that sense of pride kicks in. I'm not saying everything turns out Pinterest perfect. Sometimes that line it's a little wobbly or the curtain fights back, but perfection isn't the goal. Progress is, and confidence is, and knowing that you can do something that you've tried to do, that's a big win. So if there's something that you've been putting off because it just feels too daunting or you just don't think you can do it, I want to encourage you to give it a try. Start small, gather what you need, take it slow, but remind yourself you're more capable than you think. And remember this, it's not too hard, it's not too late, and you're definitely not too old, and you never need anyone's permission but your own. With preparation, motivation, grit, and determination, you can do just about anything you set your mind to. And the best part, you'll not only accomplish the task, you'll prove to yourself that you're stronger and more resourceful than you thought. Is there something you've been putting off? Maybe today is the day to start. What's one step you could take towards it? Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And before I go, I'd like to say a quick thank you for the outpouring of love and kindness that you all showed me after my last 2 videos. The congratulations for my soon-to-be grandma status and for my retirement, and for the sincere condolences in the loss of Bailey. You really are the kindest, most thoughtful viewers. Not just viewers, you're my friends, and I thank you so very much. Until next time, take care, and remember, you really can do it. Whatever that it is, you can do it.